You gotta move that. Sorry. You gotta go back. That's okay. Sorry, guys. We're live. Okay. Should we stop it and do it? Start again? All right. I apologize. I'm learning how to use this here live feed here, but I hope you can join me tonight. I'm going to be doing some evening, a little bit of power yoga, and then a few yin poses. So welcome. And to begin, we're going to come to the top of the mat here. We're going to come to the top of the mat, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to fold over with our feet hip width distance. We're going to fold over, and you're going to grab opposite hands to opposite elbows. And you're just going to dangle here for a minute. This is called ragdoll pose. We're going to dangle in ragdoll pose for a few breaths. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. And while you're in ragdoll pose here, see if you can't find a point of focus on the back of your mat. That's called your drishti. And as we move through our poses this evening, see if you can find your drishti, a focal point, as you do your breathing and your poses. It'll give your mind strength. And as you breathe in and out, you want to breathe in and out through your nose. Take another inhale. And as you exhale, bring your hands down to the mat. We're going to go ahead and we're going to step back to downward facing dog. We're going to go ahead. Your feet are as wide as your hips. Your hands are as wide as your shoulders. Your index fingers pressing into the mat. Maybe bend your knees and really lift your hips. Your heels can be elevated at first. Maybe you want to go ahead and try to pedal them out one at a time. Go ahead, and if you can, just go ahead and roll your shoulders from your ears and pull your belly up and in. Find your drishti or your focal point on the back of your mat for 3 rounds of breath. With your mouth closed, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, come on up on your toes. Exhale, just soften your knees and step to the top of the mat. We're going to inhale here. We're going to come to a halfway lift. Hands to shins. Pull your belly up and in. Draw your tail and your crown away from each other. As you exhale, forward fold. Just go ahead and let your head dangle. On your inhale, we're going to come up to chair pose. So bring your biceps by your ears and pull your belly up and in. Maybe see if you can sit down like you're in a seat. Press your back like it's against the back of a wall, your lower back. And you want to have your knees aligned over your ankles if you can. If not, do the best you can. And you also want to have your knees in alignment with each other. So take 3 rounds of breath here. Inhale. And as you exhale, roll your shoulders down your back. Inhale. And exhale. Really inhale. See if you can really reach through your sides. And as you exhale here, we're going to fold forward. On your inhale, bring your hands to your shins for halfway lift. Pull that belly up and in. Exhale, bring your hands to the mat. We're going to step back here. We're going to do a high plank. And you can either meet me in downward dog, or if you want to challenge yourself, come down to a low plank. On your inhale, press to the tops of your feet for upward facing dog. And exhale, roll over your toes for downward facing dog. So find your focal point and take 3 rounds of breath here. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. On your next inhale, we're going to do 3-legged dog on the right. So bring your right leg up high. And as you exhale, go ahead and step through with that right foot. On your inhale, Adjust your back foot to 60 degrees and bring your biceps up to your ears. Square your hips to the front of the mat. Take an inhale, really reach out of your waist. Exhale, relax your shoulders down your back. Pull that belly up and in as you inhale. Find a drishti here, find your focal point. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. And as you exhale here, we're going to bring our hands down to the mat. We're going to step back, high plank to a low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog for 3 breaths. You can always come to child's pose or even seated meditation if you need a break. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. Inhale, bring that left foot high for 3-legged dog on the left. Exhale, step through to warrior 1, Virabhadrasana 1 on the left. So biceps at your ears, square your hips if you can, and bring your shoulders down your back. That back leg should be as strong as steel. You can inhale, exhale, inhale, find your focal point, exhale, maybe sink a little deeper, inhale, and as you exhale, we're going to bring those hands down. We're going to step back, high plank to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. We're going to take a few rounds of breath here. Really push those hips up. Lengthen that spine. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, 3-legged dog on the right. Bring that leg up high. And as you exhale, we're going to step through to warrior 1 on the right. We're going to do an exhale, bring our hands down to the mat. We're going to step back, high plank to low plank. And inhale, upward facing dog. And on your exhale, come to downward facing dog. Take an inhale, bring that right leg high. Exhale, step through. Inhale, warrior 1 on the left. Exhale, hands come down to the mat. Step back, high plank to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, come high on your toes. Exhale, soften your knees and step to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, we're going to come on up to chair pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And as you exhale, bring your hands down to the mat. We're going to step back here, high plank to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. So why don't we take a break here in child's pose. Bring your knees as wide as the mat, your big toes to touch, and draw your hips back to your heels. Bring your arms out long on the mat. Maybe your forearms come to the mat. Maybe your forehead comes to the mat. Take 3 rounds of breath here. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And as you exhale, come on up to tabletop. So stack your wrists under your shoulders, your knees under your hips. And as you exhale, go ahead and bring those hips back for downward facing dog. Bring that right foot high for 3-legged dog on the right. Exhale, step through. Inhale. Come up to Warrior One, Virabhadrasana One. And as you exhale this time, we're going to open up here to Warrior Two on the right. So your arms are reaching really, really far out, and your front knee is at a 90-degree angle over your front ankle. Your back leg is strong as steel. This is Warrior Two. Make sure your hips are in alignment with your torso, and maybe your feet are pushing the mat in opposite directions. So you'll find your drishti over your front middle finger there. This is Warrior Two. This pose calls in all the strength of a warrior. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and as you exhale, maybe sink a little deeper. Inhale, exhale here, we're going to flip our palm. As you inhale, we're coming up to reverse warrior. So bring your right arm to the sky, your left arm down your thigh. And sink in here, find a focal point. 3 rounds of breath. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. And as you exhale, we're going to cartwheel our hands down to the mat and bring that right foot back. High plank to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. We'll take a little break here. You can stay in down dog, or maybe you want to come to the mat. Take a breather here. Take 3 rounds of breath. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. If you're not in downward dog, meet me in downward dog. Take an inhale and exhale. On your next inhale, bring that left leg high, your 3-legged dog on the left. As you exhale, we're going to go ahead and step through. Inhale, we're coming up to Warrior One. Exhale, open up to Warrior Two, Virabhadrasana 2. Make sure your torso and your hips are in alignment. Find your drishti, 3 deep breaths, 3 rounds of breaths. Inhale. Relax the shoulders down your back as you exhale and sink in. Inhale. Back leg is strong. Exhale. Inhale. And as you exhale, flip your palm. On an inhale, reverse warrior on the left. So 3 rounds of breath here. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And as you exhale, we're going to cartwheel our hands down to the mat. Step back, high plank to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. We're going to take 3 rounds of breath here. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And as you exhale, come on down to your knees. Go ahead and cross your feet behind you. And we're going to come to a nice seat here. So we're going to go ahead and do a little bit of yin practice here. If you want, you can just bring your legs out long here. And on our inhale, we're going to bring our hands high over our head. Pull your belly up and in. As you exhale, just straighten your hips. And we're going to go ahead and take about 10 deep breaths here. Draw your tail and your crown away from each other. In your next exhale, see if you can't relax your shoulders, your head, and your neck. And just sink into the pose. That's good. up nice and easy, one vertebrae at a time, nice and easy. When you get up, bring your shoulders to your ears, up, inhale, and roll them down your back as you exhale. We're going to go ahead and come to lie on our backs here. Come to your back, we're going to bring our knees into our chest. Give yourself a hug. And as you exhale, go ahead and bring your arms out like wings. And just let your knees drape over gently to the right side. Bring that right hand on top of that left knee if that feels good. And make sure that left shoulder is as close to the ground as possible. You can either just look straight ahead, you can close your eyes, gaze over your left shoulder. Take some deep breaths into that lower back. When you're ready, bring your knees back into your heart center here, your chest. And as you exhale, let your knees just drape over gently to the left. Bring that left hand on the outside of your right knee and try to see if you can't get that right shoulder to the ground and just gaze over your shoulder. Go ahead and bring your knees back into your chest. And see if you can bring your forehead to your knees and just really give yourself a hug. As you exhale here, your legs just come out long on the mat here, for Shavasana. So your arms are by your waist with the palms facing up. Your feet fall open, a little bit more than hip width distance. And just go ahead and take a deep breath in here. And as you open up your mouth, sigh it all out. And just feel all the tension draining out of your body. And just feel it drain down into the ground. Just let it all go. Shavasana. Go ahead and bring your knees up to the sky. And go ahead and roll over onto our right side. Maybe use your right bicep as a pillow for a moment. Just take a moment to pause here. And when you're ready, come on up to seated position, seated meditation. Thank you very much for practicing with me today. Thank you so very much for being here today, and I hope you can join me on the mat again tomorrow. We'll be doing Yin at Howland Park at 6 o'clock tomorrow evening, and I'll be doing that live. Namaste.